Hi guys. I I'm going through a period where so much is in the air and in my mind that I'm like envisioning and creating, right? Like I have so many things that I know is going to happen for me because when I put my mind to it, right? Things happen. Things move. But it's definitely that period where a lot of it is in my head still. And kind of, more or less. Either way, if you know what I mean, when you like are creating a new life for you, whatever that is, and you know what you want to have happen, and so you're creating these images, these like vision boards and these visuals, and just pointing yourself and your energy towards that thing because obviously that's what you want to achieve, right? That's how you achieve it, is by believing it can happen, or at least doing the things to get you there. And both, actually both. That's the awesome recipe for success. But I think, every single time I go through these points in my life, there are going to be things that assert themselves that sound advisory, but really all it's doing for me, at least, is stimulating fear. That's how I see it. And it's making me question my vision. Or it's meant to help me question my vision. And that's important, right? We always want to be questioned. Not in like an annoying way, because sometimes it can be annoying. But I think it says a lot about someone if they're unable to be questioned. If you really believe in yourself and you believe in certain things, then when you're questioned, you know your truth. You've been questioned so many times already. And that's not to say that you fall into a false version of yourself and say you're certain things but really you're not, but you just sell that lie so well that even you start to believe it. That's not really what I mean. It's more you've just gone through it so many times. You've gone through so many challenges that you've been able to build yourself through these challenges and find yourself again. Because I really believe that this whole finding yourself thing is you returning back to who you are, It's the very raw essence of you. And I feel like for most of us, our raw essence is happiness and enjoyment and comfort and freedom. It's free will. Free will is such a gift. And it's such a gift that I believe that to have it, you must find a way to live with it in a way that genuinely pleases your soul. And that can mean different things for everybody. For me, it's finding longevity and happiness in the present moment, and also giving back to the world in some way, finding community and finding the human experience in a beautiful, poetic, and artful way, in a fun way. That's how I see life, at least for right now. And that honors my truth and honors who I am. Me acknowledging that and speaking about it and thinking about it and doing the things that my voice tells me to do, and not in like a cuckoo way necessarily, but more so, hey, like I want this, let's go get it. That for me is being alive and living. And I say this because a lot of us have dreams that are very risky and very big and very scary, and there are just some people who are not gonna get it, if that makes sense. And that's not for them to get. I think I had to learn this lesson because I noticed that I'm somebody where I grew up with guidance, but I always questioned authority, and I always trusted myself more than I trusted other people's opinions. When I found the BS in people's opinions and I understood why they thought that way, I knew that I didn't have to claim it as my own belief system. So that was honestly one big thing. Like I wasn't even that sure about my own opinions, but all I knew was that no one could be right and no one could be wrong. And it just depends on how I want to live life and how I want to see things. And so then I took people's opinions less seriously, less personally, and also less valid than my own. And it could come from a place of common belief and common, like genuine caution. This knowledge and this advice that's being given to you could come from that place of caution. Like, people are genuinely worried and concerned and they care about you. It could also be people are trying to set you back and they don't want to see you do well, genuinely. Or they're jealous of you, or they put their standard of possibilities and they project that onto you. Like, they can only see things possible for you if it's possible for them as well. And if they don't believe in a lot of things for themselves, it's going to be difficult for them to just be like, yeah, you can get that. It's some people are just not that open to what's possible in this world. And their experiences and what they've been taught creates that belief system. And it can seem valid for their reality. But for somebody who truly does not hold much weight to this idea of what's possible and what's not possible, what I mean by that is somebody who doesn't hold weight on what limits are. Like, they're like, I don't care about limits because that doesn't exist in my reality. Genuinely, what is possible is what I say is possible. And there are people who really believe in that statement, and I'm one of those people. So when I hear things like, that's not realistic, or that's not possible, I kind of immediately tap out the conversation. And it's not in a way of like, screw you for your opinion, you're invalid. It's just that genuinely, I have so much belief in myself that I can't even agree with you. Like, I just can't. I don't even feel scared. Like, the thing is like, I think my entire life I've been so uncomfortable, and I've been forced to be uncomfortable, and I've been forced to, like, just kind of pushed and encouraged by the world. A lot of my desires are things that I have to work for, like, alone too. Really, I am going on my own path, and I'm just trusting myself. A lot of my journeys in life have looked like that, where it's like just solo doloing it and going far away or doing something completely new, and I'm just restarting life again, and I'm so grateful for that, because it always kept me, I found peace in the chaos. It kept me on my toes, but it was like I was so comfortable with being on my toes that it didn't feel like I was doing something crazy. Like, I was just comfortable in the uncomfortableness. That's who I am. Like, I literally cannot be comfortable for too long. I just can't do it. It feels like, okay, what's next? I get antsy. And I think it all depends on your personality type as well, too. There are people who like just being safe, and that's how their nervous system is also wired. Like, they can't process the unknown as easily as some other people. That's their own system. So that's why I'm saying, like, don't take it seriously if someone's like, you can't do it. Like, they're speaking from their own perception, coming from their own nervous system. Like, how you regulate stress is such a big factor in what you're able to believe in, because if you're constantly on anxiety mode and survival mode, and you're always afraid of something, like there's a fear behind your actions, then of course you're not going to be able to see things in a peaceful way or in a chill way. If you really want something, you can do it. You can freaking do it. And you know you can. That's the best part, is like, obviously you know you can. Y'all know you can do it. And it's awesome, because when you know you can do it, it's like, bro, I literally understand perception so hard. I know that you're speaking from your own experiences, that it's like, no matter what you say, no matter how you say it's not possible, it doesn't matter, because I know it's possible. And what I believe is what backs my actions, and it backs my motivation, it backs my entire nervous system, it backs how I operate in here. This is everything, guys. This is everything. This holds the power to your life. Like, literally, what you want, you can make it happen depending on how this works. And so when you figure out how this works, you can do it. And people want to throw limitations at you and be like, well, I come from this background. Well, I do this, and I'm in this situation. Guys, people who want something and they believe in themselves, they don't have time for these excuses. They don't have time. It doesn't matter where I came from or who I was or what I did. These are excuses. If you have the free will and you have the ability to practice the free will, which most of us do, realistically, you don't have to be on survival mode anymore, And when you're not on survival mode, when you're on free will mode, I can live life mode, then you're on free thinking mode, you're on problem solving mode. I don't even want my brain to have the chance to think something's not possible for me, because I want what I want bad. And I think When you know what you want, speaking from your heart, as opposed to your fears, you live in a different reality. People who are really controlled by their fears, and I've lived like this at some point in my life as well. And I work every day to not live like this. It's really hard because we do live in a world that perpetuates the fear. It makes the fear seem so valid because we see like the wage gaps in this country, America. I mean, I don't know where y'all are from, but I know like it's sometimes like you see the middle class is shrinking, for example. So these little signs, specifically what media chooses to highlight, and yeah, it's important to be aware of problems and aware of like middle class shrinking. Like, okay, that sucks from a lot of people, like really it does. And also, you know, people losing jobs, like, yeah, that sucks. And when you see statistics like that, it makes you scared, right? But it's not just about the statistic. Because behind this bad news, behind all these bad cautionary things that are making you, you know, feel like you have to take one route to be safe, behind all this information is the fact that that could also not be you. I think when we accept reality as it is just going to be a struggle and it is going to be really hard, that's what our reality becomes. To me, it's the fact that there's people who make it and who can do it and can problem solve their way around things, and maybe they can move also, they can leave the country or they can go somewhere else if they're able to do that to make their circumstances better. Because I think the moment that you accept that, oh, the economy is bad, oh, you know, this is the only kind of stable path, or, you know, I have to live life like this to guarantee that I don't fail. Nothing is guaranteed. Failure is actually guaranteed, and failure is important. You learn from failure. The moment that you just know your fears, like fear of failure, fear of lack of security, fear of the more that you know your fears and the more that you're able to, when you feel that fear, aka when the fear presents itself to you, when you're able to overcome it, and instead of running away from it, you're able to tackle the challenge, you show yourself that this fear is irrelevant. I don't even fear security anymore because I know, God forbid, if I end up, literally, please, I don't claim this, but I've been in pretty tough spots in my life. I've always been protected, I feel like, which is awesome. But there have been points where my security and my sense of comfort has been very tested. But I found my own happiness in them to where when I finally got out of the situation, I was like, okay, awesome. You know, I knew I would get out. And that's the thing, guys. Like, we're all able to problem solve, and sometimes it doesn't have to be the worst, like, case scenario is what happens, you know? Like, nothing is guaranteed on this earth. If you want something and you have free will, it is literally your choice whether you choose it or not. And if you don't choose it, that's on you. And it's okay to not choose it. Because guess what? There's no right or wrong way to live, right? Like, I mean, it's how you live life. And you are the only real judge in your life, for real. Because everything goes through your freaking sensory receptors. Gets all neuroscience. Goes through your sensory receptors into your brain. You process that ish. Then your behavior perpetuates more of the cycle of whatever you want to live in. Like, it's just your life. Like, I don't even know why I felt the need to explain it that way. But I'm just like, let me break it down, like, for real. Because that's what it is. Like, there's just such an unseriousness to this, in my opinion. I think it's so unserious. And I just also want to remind myself, too, because sometimes I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Like, how am I going to figure this out? And then I think about how literally I've been confused so many times in my life. I've been in this period of uncertainty and so many times in my life. But I just applied myself where I wanted to apply myself. I believed in myself, and it worked out how it needed to. And if it happened then, why can't it happen again? Like, seriously, I don't know. I don't like to even, like, really talk about. I mean, y'all see, like, I go places. I literally just make ish move. I make ish move for me. And y'all can too. Everyone can. And that's why I'm making this video. For real. Like, I just want everyone to be happy and to do what they want in their heart, like what their heart tells them to do. Because I swear, when you live like this is the energy that you also preach out, and then everyone starts to follow their heart. And you know, I think when things come out of love instead of fear, we can really make stuff move in this world. Yeah, so that was my video. I hope that motivated at least one person. I was honestly ranting a little bit because I got kind of triggered by my own insecurity today, or just by forces of anxiety and insecurity that have been like shown to me, and it made me feel, I don't know, I guess I felt the need to record this, which is like, I wasn't even planning on recording. I have another fun video coming out, so we'll see if this comes out tonight. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Look at my jacket. Y'all like it? I got brown pants on too. Yeah, anyway, you guys can do it. And listen, like, whether you do it or you don't, it's your choice at the end of the day. Because I think people get really defensive of themselves when someone like me wants to say, like, hey, either you can do it or you don't. Like, I literally, because I have some people in my life that I really care about, and I always tell them, you can do this. And they'll just present to me the 10 billion reasons why they can't. And I'm like, you have to realize this is what you're choosing to fixate on, and this is what you're choosing has power over you. That's the end of the story. It does not matter how valid you think it is. If you don't hold weight to it, there is not much weight to it. Trust me, if there's a challenge in your life, you can solve it. Do you believe you can solve it? That is the question. And you can. Just sit there, plan it out. Actually take the time to figure this stuff out. To plan, to create your vision, to make it real. You can do it. Make it happen. Show yourself that you can. Don't even care about really getting it. Just do it to show yourself that you can. That's it. Okay? Watch what can happen. Promise, we are very powerful creatures, and we make crazy things all the time. You can get that coin, that life, whatever it is you're thinking about for real. Just want to remind y'all of that. Oh my god, I need to stretch. I haven't stretched all day today. Okay. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for listening to my video. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.